Okay. So we are now in part 3 of the entomology, kung saan ay i-discuss natin about sa general structure of an insect. So the insect has three main segments. We have the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. Okay? So unahin nating pag-usapan ang head mamaya. So, on the definitions, we have the surface of an insect body consists of the sclerites and the sutures. So, anong ibig sabihin ng mga ito? I-assume natin na tatanggalin natin yung ulo ng insect. Okay? I-assume natin na tatanggalin natin yung ulo ng insect. At ang makikita natin is the body or the front of the thorax. Okay? In the front of the thorax, meron tayong wing pad, and then meron siyang legs. So, ang tawag mo doon sa pinaka-upper part or the ceiling part of the body wall of an insect is so-called notum or tergum. While doon sa kanyang flooring I should say, sa flooring part that is so-called sternum. And then sa wall, ang tawag mo ay pleuron. Okay? So, yung both side nung insect body that is pleuron, and then the lower part is the sternum. Okay. So, what do we mean by sclerites? So, kapag sinabi nating sclerites, whatever na parts doon sa insect natin na matigas or hardened that is so-called sclerites. Okay? But, whatever na soft and smooth, that is so-called sutures. So, kapag yun ay membranous areas, kasi ang mga sutures natin, they are flexible. Okay? Kapag sinabi nating flexible, kung ano yung nagpapagalaw sa kamay ko, it means dito sa parte na ito, there is so-called a sutures. Okay? Sutures. So, kapag sinabi nating sclerites, yung buong ito, this is sclerites. Wherein hardened or matigas. But, doon sa boundaries, especially yung mga segments, sa each segment ng insect, nandoon yung tinatawag nating sutures. So, ang sutures, they are flexible, wherein kaya nakaka-move or nakakalipad ang insekto natin na, kasi ang mga insekto natin para silang mga robot eh. But, meron silang segments na kung saan nandoon yung part ng sutures or a membranous area or a soft area that permit to move of the various parts of the body. Bakit kaya nakakagalaw yung ulo ko? Bakit kaya nakakagalaw yung kamay ko? It is because there is a sutures. Ganon din ang mga insect natin. Bakit kaya nakakagalaw sila? It is because merong flexible area na ang tawag mo doon is sutures. Pero yung nagpo-protect, wherein part yun ng exoskeleton, yung nagpo-protect sa kanyang body parts, ang tawag doon is sclerites. Especially kapag ito ay hardened plate. Like yung head, yung thorax. Okay? So, yun yung mga hardened plate. And also sa mga legs. So, yun yung pagkakaiba ng sclerites or sclerotize and sutures. Okay? Next. So meron tayong mga integument or the layer of the body wall. We have the cuticle. So ang cuticle is composed of chitin, the protein, and other pigments. And then kapag epidermis naman, this is a cellular layer that lies beneath and secretes the cuticle. And the basement membrane, this is a thin cellular layer beneath the epidermis. Okay? So, unahin natin ang insect head. Okay? So kapag sinabi nating head, this is the anterior capsule-like body region that bears the eyes, the antenna, and the mouth parts. So ang mga head ng mga insect natin, they are heavily sclerotized or wall of the head is very hard. Okay? Napakatigas nung head ng mga insect natin. And meron tayong mga types ng head. Number one ay hypognathus. So kapag sinabi nating hypognathus, yung head niya is vertical. Diretso lang yung tingin or diretso yung mata niya, but the head is vertical. Directed downward yung kanyang mouth parts. So, nasa baba. Cranium corresponds to the body segment, and that mouth parts are at the right angle to the body axis. Example ng mga hypognathous is yung mga grasshoppers, cockroach, mantids, larvae of moths, and butterflies. Another one is prognathous. So kapag sa prognathous, head is horizontal. Okay, horizontal. Wherein yung mata niya, hindi diretso doon, kundi nakatingin sa taas. So jaws directed forward, and yung mouth parts niya is directed forward din. Cranium is turned upward on the neck. Ang mga example ng mga prognathous natin ay yung ants and termites. And then we have also the opistognathus or opistorhynchus. So posterior ventral position, deflected of the facial region. Ito yung parang nakayuko. Ano? Ang mga example ng mga opistognathus na parang nakayuko, wherein yung kanyang mouth parts is naka-inclined or something na nakatago. So, ang mga example dito ay yung mga Homoptera, like yung cicada, plant hoppers, leaf hoppers, and bugs. Okay? So, meron din tayong mga parts of an insect head. So, unahin natin sa head, wherein meron tayong main parts ng insect head. We have the eyes, the antenna, and the mouth parts. Okay? So, kapag sinabi nating eyes, they are visual organ that compose of 1,000 or a tiny light detectors. Okay? As you can see, meron siyang mga single ocellus. Okay? In the whole eye, ang dami niya pang mga eye component. Di ba? So, that is the eye of an insect. So, ano yung dalawang klase ng eye? We have the simple eye and the compound eyes. Okay? So, kapag sinabi nating simple eye, it means it has comprising a single ocellus. Isa lang. Okay? Gaya ng mga mata natin. May single ocellus lang siya. Iisa lang yung ah, isang component lang yung nagpapaliwanag para makita natin ang object. Unlike sa compound eyes, kaya tinawag siyang compound, numerous or madami. Large eye and has a very or several thousands individual eye units or what we call on the ommatidia. Okay? So, punta naman tayo sa antenna. So, antenna, if we define antenna, they below the compound eyes, and they use the antenna as a sensory organ, okay? Or detection of the odor. So, acting as humidity detectors. So, siya mismo yung nagde-detect doon sa humidity or yung amount of water in the air para at least ay kapag lilipad siya, hindi mismo madidisturb or something magkakaroon ng trouble during flying. Especially kapag mataas kasi ang tubig or yung ulan, hindi nakakalipad ang mga insekto. Pwede silang mamatay or mahulog. Sensing sound, like yung mga mosquitoes natin. Ginagamit nila yung kanilang antenna for sensing sounds. And gauging airspeed during flight. Ang mga example dito yung mga flies natin. Okay? So ano ang function ng antenna? So ang function ng antenna, number one, sa kulembola or sa fleece, ginagamit for mating yung kanyang antenna. And then, sensory organ or yung stimuli. And then, secondary sexual organ din sa mga Lepidoptera and male mosquitoes. And it find food, yung antenna. Okay? And it detect danger. Communicating, like yung mga ants. And then it detects scents or smells, like yung mga houseflies. And then, ang mga mosquito naman, they use their antenna as chordotonal or hearing organ. And sa mga mantids naman, it capture the prey. So, ginagamit nila to capture or something to catch the food, yung mismong antenna nila. O, di ba? So, yung mga insect natin, wala silang identified arms. But, other insect use their antenna for catching the food, for hearing organ. Kaya nga ang antenna ang pinaka diverse or very flexible organ or specialized organ Okay? Na ginagamit ng mga insect natin. Okay? Iba-iba yung role. Next, we have the scape, the pedicel, and the flagellomeres. So kapag sinabi nating scape, this is the basal segment wherein ay naka-attach mismo sa head ng insect. And then the pedicel, this is a Johnson's organ wherein ito yung specialized organ na dito mismo matatagpuan yung mga specialized organ ng insect natin. Okay, like yung hearing, like yung catching the prey. So it means very flexible din ang ating pedicels. And then the rest, ang tawag muna dito, they are flagellomeres or each segments of the flagellomeres, ang tawag mo ay flagella. Okay? Flagella. So meron tayong mga types of antenna. Number one is the capitate. So, capitate are the abruptly club at the end. So, kapag sinabi nating abruptly, merong extended part kasi doon sa end part nung ating antenna. Wherein kapag sinabi nating abrupt, it means wala siyang segments. Okay? So, wala siyang segments. So, ang mga example dito, yung mga painted butterfly or beauty butterfly or Vanessa virginensis or virginiensis. Next one is the geniculate. So kapag sinabi natin geniculate, bent like an elbow. As you can see, yung kanyang pedicel, yan, yung kanyang pedicel ay nagiging hinged or it used for anong tawag doon? For moving or something na very activated yung mismong pedicels. Okay? Sa mga geniculate natin. Okay? So, ito yung pinaka-elbow part. Yung pedicel serve as an elbow. Okay? To detect or, yeah, to detect the food of an insect. So, ang mga example dito, yung mga Hymenoptera, carpenter ants, and bumblebee. And then clavate. Itong clavate naman, kanina abruptly, ngayon yung malaking extended, meron siyang tatlong segments. Ang tawag mo dyan ay clavate. Gradually clubbed. So it means ay partially yung kanyang pagbuo. Partially yung buo nung mismong segment. Pero meron siyang different or three segments doon sa extended part. Okay? And then we have also the filiform. Antenna have a thread-like shape. So filiform meaning uniform yung sizes in a thread-like. Yan, thread-like. So it means magkakaiba yung mismong shape. Merong ganito na kung saan ay pare-pareho and then meron din ganito yung kanyang itsura. These are called thread-like or in uniform in shape, uniform in size. Okay? Filiform. And then lamellate. Oh, antenna is a plate-like shape or leaf-like structure. Lamellate. So, merong extended na parang leaf-like structure doon sa dulo ng kanilang flagella. And then we have also the pectinate. As you can see, doon sa kanyang flagella, merong something na nag-extend. Okay? Na ang tawag mo dito ay comb-like shape. Yung pedicel niya at end escape, wala namang extended part. But, on the flagella part, ay meron siyang parang comb-like shape or extended part. So, yun ay pectinate. Okay? Ang mga example dito ah, yung mga bees. Yan, yung mga merong ilaw na mga bees natin. Or the fireflies. Yan, Coleoptera. Cetaceous. So, sa cetaceous naman, antenna have a bristle-like shape. Yan, maliit lang yung kanyang antenna. So, meron lang siyang mga 3 to 5 composed segments. Wherein itong antenna na ito, ang tawag mo sa kanyang antenna is cetaceous or bristle-like shaped. Like yung dragonflies, damselfly, or odonata. And then moniliform. Antenna have a bread-like shape or a necklace. Yan. So, ang mga example dito yung mga termites. Serrate. or antenna have a sawtooth-like shape. And then we have also the plumus. Antenna have a feather-like shape. Ang mga example ng mga plumus na mga insect ay yung diptera or mga mosquito. And then we have also the arista or aristate. Antenna are punch-like with a lateral bristle. So, ang mga example dito ay yung mga houseflies or diptera or the Musa domestica. As you can see, meron siyang extended na ang tawag mo dito ay arista. Kaya tinawag siyang aristate antenna. Stylate. So, antenna bears a long bristle as style. Yan. So, merong extended na parang pin or tusok, di ba? Sa mga green leaf hopper or mga brown plant hopper or Homoptera. Okay? Punta naman tayo sa insect mouth parts. So kapag sinabi nating mouth, they are used for eating and grasping. So ginagamit nila to exploit various foods, grind foods. Yan. Yun yung mga purpose ng mouth parts ng insect. So, meron tayong mga parts ng ating insect. We have the labrum, that is the upper lip, the mandibles. So, yung mandibles parang ngipin, it grinds the food because they have or they are heavily sclerotized. And then maxillae naman, they are pincer or less powerful, bare filler-like organs. So, yung maxilla, ito, yung maxillae, siya yung nagko-cover to protect the food together with the maxillary pulp. Okay? The maxillary pulp, ang kanyang role naman is to touch and taste the receptor before it accept by the mandibles. Ang labium naman, they are the lower lip. And then, the labial, that is aid sensory function in eating. So, this is the insect mouth part. So, sa labial pulp naman, that is the aid sensory function in eating. And the hypopharynx, that is assisting in manipulation food, guiding the food towards esophagus. So, ginagamit niya to guide the food towards the esophagus ng insect natin. So, these are the insect mouth parts wherein very useful ito in manipulating the food of an insect. Especially, kailangan niyang kumain upang sa ganun ay mabuhay siya. Tama ba? Pero not all insect has a mandibulate parts. Okay? Not all insect has a mandibulate part. But, meron silang mga specialized part wherein yun yung ginagamit nila for the purpose of eating. Especially, iba-iba yung kanilang type ng mouth parts, ang mga insect natin. Okay? Ma-analyze natin or something, ma-appreciate natin yan kapag tayo ay inaral natin yung mga type ng mouth parts ng insect. Number one is yung chewing. So kapag sinabi natin chewing, ang pinaka-useful dito is the uh, mandibles, wherein yun yung pinaka-grinding purpose. Okay? They are most generally or generalized condition with heavily sclerotized mandibles that move sideways and can bite off and chew particles of the food. So, ang mga example ng mga chewing mouthparts ng insect ay yung grasshopper, dragonfly, and beetles. Another one is chewing lapping. By the word lap, meaning ay dinidilaan niya muna bago niya i-chew. Mandibles and labrum the are of the chewing type and used for grasping prey or molding wax or nest materials. Maxilla and labium develop into a series of flattened elongate structure that used to probe deep into blossom or flabellum. So, mga example ng chewing lapping ay yung bees. Mandibulosactorial. So, ito yung mga ant lion. As you can see, this is the uh, nymph of the ant lion and this is the adult of ant lion. Okay? Alam kong nakakakita na kayo ng ganito. Ang tawag mo sa kanilang mouth parts is mandibulosactorial. Allow them to grasp and pierce their prey with their mandibles while also sucking out the body fluid for feeding. And then we have also the piercing sucking, presence of a tubular, usually jointed beak and close several needle-like stylet. Ang mga example dito yung mga bugs, mosquito, and cicada. Kaya tinawag siyang piercing sucking by the word pierce, it means tinutusok. So ang ginagawa niya, tinutusok niya muna yung kung saan yung source ng pagkain, tsaka niya sinisipsip. Okay? That is piercing sucking. They pierce and after pierce, they suck. Okay? Tinutusok muna bago sipsipin. And then rasping sucking. Yan. Characterized by a short, stout, asymmetrically or asymmetrical conical structure located ventrally at the rear of the head. Example ng mga rasping sucking ay yung trips. They rasp before they suck. So it means ay tinitignan muna or something na binabrowse muna bago siya isap. Okay? Next one ay sponging. So, sponging distinguished by the end of the labium being specialized into a sponge-like organ known as labellum. Ang mga example ng mga sponging is yung mga housefly. Kapag sinabi nating sponging by the word sponge, 'di ba? Kapag naghuhugas tayo ng pinggan, pag may hawak tayong sponge at accidentally nahulog yung sponge, anong nangyayari? May nagagather siyang mga alikabok, 'di ba? So ganun itong mga houseflies natin. Dinidikit lang muna and then yung pollen sumasama na lang sa kanya. Okay? Sumasama na lang doon sa kanyang pseudotrachea and then ipapasok niya sa kanyang labium, source of food. And then siphoning. So yung siphoning naman, Galea of maxillae greatly elongate and join to form a slender hollow tube which is coiled up under the head when not in use. So kapag hindi yun ginagamit for siphoning, ay nagko-coil. Ang mga example dito yung butterfly. Okay? So, tsaka lang tumitigas yan or nagiging straight once na naipasok or something na ipapasok niya sa flower. Ano? Pero kapag hindi man niya na ipapasok doon, nagko-coil siya. Okay? So, ganun yung purpose ng siphoning. Okay? So, yung papatigasin muna, ipapasok, and then, lalabas, magko-coil. Okay? So, yun yung purpose ng siphoning. So, ganyan yung mouth parts ng ating butterflies. Okay? So, next topic natin, we will be discussing about the insect thorax. So, i-review lang natin, meron tayong tatlo na main parts ng head. We have the eye, the mouth parts, and the antenna. Okay? So, yun yung pinaka-main parts wherein meron siyang mga various or different types yung ating mga uh, head or yung mga segments ng mga heads natin. And then, meron din tayong tatlong klase ng head. We have the prothorax, hypognathus, prognathus, and opisthorhynchus. So, yun yung tatlong types ng head natin. So, next meeting, I will be discussing regarding insect thorax. So, thank you so much and God bless.